Well, hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee and we've got a good full day of meal prepping. There's several things I want to make, but I need to prep the stuff first, and then tomorrow I'll be putting my freezer meals together. But first off, there's a few things I want to do today beside of meal prep. I've got a bunch of zucchini, huge zucchinis. Look at these. These are like enormous that my friend brought me. And I'm going to grate these up and I'm going to package them in the freezer for my zucchini bread. I also want to do croutons today. I need to make croutons, and I'm going to cook like 4 to 5 pounds of burger and get that cooked and ready for tomorrow. I also want to I can put together meatloaves. I got 2 packages. I got 10 pounds of burger. So 5 pounds of it I'm going to do into meatloaves for my daughter. And the other 5 pounds we're going to cook and get ready for tomorrow, because tomorrow I'll be using it for taco casserole and pizza burgers for the freezer. So let's get the meatloaf. Let's do the meatloaf first, because that's easy to put together and I can get it done and in the freezer and out of the way. Now, I'm just gonna put these meatloaves together, shape them up, and I'm gonna put them on that tray in the freezer. This way, that's out of the way. All right, so here we go. I've got my meatloaf or my burger. I'm just going to bring all my eggs out because we're going to use a whole bunch of eggs. Let me get my little garbage bowl for my eggs. This is going to be easy. I normally make my meatloaf with stovetop stuffing as a filler because I love it. And then you don't have to season it because the stovetop's already seasoned. Well, I'm out of that, so I'm going to go to my second go-to recipe, which is really easy, and I'll show you that. You're going to love this one too. Let me find my scissors. Let's open this up and get this in our bowl. I'm only going to make these into 2 nice-sized meatloaves, because this is for my daughter's family, and there's quite a few of them. Got 6 in her family. Right away, I'm going to crack 6 eggs into here. And if you get a shell in there, it sticks to the shell. You can get it out easy. I'm going to put about 6 eggs in here because I got 5 pounds of meat in here. There we go. All right, set that aside. Let me wash my hands off. Okay, so with that, I am also going to put my eggs back. I've got onion soup mix, and this is already seasoned, so I don't have to add any extra seasoning except for pepper and maybe a little bit of paprika, but I might not even use that because this is seasoned real well. Okay, we got that in there. We got eggs in that. And I am going to use about 3 cups of this oatmeal. There we go. Beautiful. I don't need to cut up onions in here because it's already in the onion soup mix. I'm going to put a nice amount of pepper in there. There is 5 pounds of meat. And I'm also going to do about, let's see here. Now you could also use barbecue sauce. I'm just going to use ketchup in here. I'm going to use just about 3/4 of a cup. There. And that'll be good. There we go. Now, I'll put this away. And of course, the only good way to mix this up is with your hands. And my hands are clean. So I'm going to get right in here. I'm going to start mixing this all together. I'm not going to add any extra salt to this because that onion soup mix is quite salty. And I'll get 2 really nice sized meatloaves out of here for her. And she'll love that. And this will be nice and moist. It won't be dry when you bake it. You can always put, well, if you use the barbecue sauce, you can put barbecue sauce, you know, on the top of it as you cook it. Same thing with the ketchup. And that's what I always do. I don't do the barbecue sauce too often. I most always do the ketchup. Now, we're just going to divvy this up. Beautiful, look at that. I'm going to divide this into 2, the best that I can. All right. Yeah, this whole pan without getting it all icky. There. Get that shaped nicely. Got a little bit more in here. I can go right on here. Let me get this all scraped out. I don't want to waste none of this. There we go. Perfect. Okay. That's how easy those are to put together. Now these, beautiful, aren't they? These are ready for the freezer. And I'm just going to go set them in there because they'll be frozen before the end of the day. And I'll be able to package them. Okay, beautiful. If I don't flay them off the tray, they turned out beautiful. Those are ready for the freezer. I'll go put those in the freezer, and I'll come back, and I'll get this little bit of mess cleaned up, and we'll move on to the next. We're gonna do meatballs. Do we gotta do meatballs? No. We don't gotta do meatballs. We're gonna do the, let's see. I'm gonna cook the burger last. So we're gonna make the croutons because those are another easy thing. And then we will do the zucchini. So let me go put these in the freezer, friends. I'm not gonna cover them because they're just gonna flash freeze. They're not gonna be in there long. And I'll be right back. All right, let me clean this up, put this away, and we'll get our croutons going. I haven't cleaned up my counter yet, but I've got a friend in Pennsylvania. Janet. She's just a sweetheart. She always sends me letters, and she's always sends me beautiful stickers. Well, this time she sent me some beautiful stickers for my grandkids. Janet, they're gonna love them. You are a sweetheart, and shame on me, because you know what, friends? I am so much better during a chit chat to show my goodies and give thanks and love back, but I'm just not good at sending letters. And Mr. Brian, if you're watching, your package is not sent out yet because I have something special coming that I want to send you, and it should be here today or tomorrow. So it is not exaggerating. I'm not just talking. You will get it, and I'll let you know. If I get it today or tomorrow, it will go out the next day. So, and I'm going to send you some freeze-dried goodies too. Look at all these beautiful stickers that she sent me. I'm going to turn around here and we'll go through them. Look at their ocean, their camp stickers, space. All my grandkids are going to go nuts over these, Janet. Look at the donut and the tennis shoe. Look at the tennis shoe. Is that just cute or what? Donuts. My grandkids are going to love these, Janet. The mountains are calling. I must go. Look at the Jeep. Oh, Janet, you're so sweet. I dropped it on the floor. They're going to love these. And you know they're so good with this. They'll divide them up between each other. And they'll have a ball with them. All right. So, I'll be right back. It was mail call. Okay, friends. I got that. And actually not this. Nobody wants that. I got these 2 loaves, and these are wheat bread. And we're going to cut these up into croutons. And I'll show you how easy that is to do. I love making my own croutons. And it's easy when I make my own bread. Sometimes I make bread just for the croutons. Okay. We're going to pull this out. I cut it any old way. Just slice it in chunks. I want them bigger, but not too big, you know. So we'll throw those in there. And I'll get these all cut up. All right, we got that. So, I need a bigger bowl because I like to have room to mix. Let me get my big daddy bowl. Y'all know this bowl is my best friend. Okay, there we go. That just will need to be rinsed out. I didn't have anything in it. All right, so with this, I'm just winging this. Because this is for us. I'm putting some garlic seasoning in here. Okay. This is going to be good. And I've got Italian seasoning. That's going to go in here. You know what? Probably you're going to use a loaf of bread crumbled up. It would be half of this amount. Probably a good, couple teaspoons of garlic because it's pretty potent. But a couple tablespoons of your Italian seasoning, if that's what you like. And a nice bunch of parsley. Now you can season these any way you want. You don't even have to season them if you don't want to. But they are best seasoned up. I like mine peppery too. Love pepper. Okay, so now I'm just going to drizzle my olive oil right on here. I know some people use butter. I always use olive oil. And I just drizzle it right on there. I might need 2 trays. I'm not sure yet. And I am just gonna, I should have used the other one. There we go. And I'm just gonna mix this all around in here. I can do this left-handed too so you can see it. See that? Just get them all mixed up in there. That olive oil will coat it all. Just make sure it's coated real good. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to dump some of these on here. I might be doing these in a couple batches. I don't think I need to. Yeah. I'll be doing these in a couple batches. Let me put just a little bit on there. Do this 2 at a time. Or 1 at a time, excuse me. Okay, so I'm going to set this on my table so it's out of my way. I'm going to set my oven for 300. And I'm going to set these right in my oven. It doesn't have to be preheated. And those are going to go for probably maybe a half an hour, but I'll turn them over halfway through. Okay, we can cross meatloaf off our list. We got that done. And I'll put that recipe in the description box for you too. We can cross out our croutons because those will be done. So now we're going to do the, there's a couple other things I'll probably be adding to my list today. We're going to get that zucchini packaged up. But I need to stop and run to the store because I literally am out of my little quart-sized freezer bags. And I like to package that in 2 cups per package because that's what my zucchini recipe, my single batch calls for, is 2 cups. And I would package it in the bulk, 6-8 cups at a time, but I don't always make bulk amounts. So I'm just going to do it in the single packs. Okay, look at these. They turned out gorgeous. I'm going to put these in here. I left my oven on. So I'm going to fill this tray up one more time. And I think that is all I'm going to need. Except I don't want these crumbs. I'll dump them in my garbage. Oh, those are beautiful. All right. We'll load this up. I'll make this fit. They smell wonderful. If only you could smell these. And you can season these up any way you want, and they just turn out beautiful. And I always leave mine in just a little extra because I like them crispy and a little on the darker side. See those? Beautiful. I love them like that. Crunch. My mouth is full. have to clean this bowl out. I had to buy a new one, friends. It was just last fall when I bought that one. I spent $100 on it. And it was a, hang on. I spent $100 on it, and it was a KitchenAid. And it had the blades just the way I wanted them. It lasted 3 months, and it just quit working. I was so furious. It's $100. Certainly when you pay $100 for something, it should last a little more than 3 months. So I got this one. And I want this bigger. This one's got a drawer in it for all my gizmos and gadgets, and it works pretty good. This one's a little pricier, but it is bigger. It's an 8-cup. It is a Magico. For those of you who might want to know what brand this is, this thing works like a dream. I kid you not. This comes off, and you can open it up so you can grind big things like big chunks of cheese or whatever. So, I like it. Anyway, that's what we're going to use today to grind this up. And I'm going to have to use my big bowl again. I'll just, after I get it grated up, I'll put it in my big bowl. I don't know how much this is going to give me. I'm grating all of it up, and I'll put it right in the freezer. And then it'll be easy to pull it out and thaw it out and let it, make my zucchini bread with it. Beautiful. When I had my bake sale the other day in my stand, I made extra stuff. I had baked all week long for that. And I brought you through with a little bit of it, but I didn't come through with all. I didn't do video on all of it because I did so much baking, and most of it you've already seen me do. So I didn't want to bore you with that all over again. But I baked, and I pretty much sold out the first day. It was, when we had that Kaleva days, I sold out of everything. And I even made an extra pan of brownies and donated it to the community center for their bake sale, you know. And, yeah, it was busy. It was so busy. That was a wonderful weekend we had. But I made banana bread. I made like 6 loaves of banana bread, and I did 8 loaves of zucchini bread, and they were both sold within the first hour of me opening the stand. Amazing. And that's what you like to have happen. Okay, we'll put that there. All right. We're set. Let's go. Enjoy the music. I'm just going to grind this up. Okay, friends, you're going to hear a whole bunch of noise because they are siding right outside the kitchen window. Hear it? So I'm just gonna stop filming right now, and I'm gonna package up my zucchini. And I probably will just put it to some music and fast forward it, but it's gonna take a little bit. So once I get that done, we're gonna hold off on doing cooking the hamburger for a couple hours anyway, at least till they're past this point. So that'll be, it won't take them too long. I'll get this wiped up and all this put away, and then I'll package it. Look at all that I got. That's just tons of it. That's gonna be beautiful. We'll find out how many quarts that is.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon, side by side and through, no limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got.
All right, we got that. A little shaking and a rattling around. I'm sorry it moved the camera a little bit, but I think they might be somewhat past that. Maybe not, or else they're just stopping for a minute. But anyway, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got 14 bags, and this makes, each of these makes 2 loaves. So that's enough for 28 loaves. Did you see that go flying? That's enough for 28 loaves of zucchini bread. Or some muffins, you know, perfect. All right, let me clean my mess up. We'll check they'll still got quite a ways to go. We're gonna get this cleaned up. I have to stop for just a minute. I will be back a little later though. You'll see me in a matter of seconds here. But I'm gonna let them get past my kitchen on the outside before we start cooking. And I think, really, I believe, once I get that burger cooked up, we're gonna have enough time to put together the taco casseroles. So we'll get busy with that too. Okay, look at these, are gorgeous. Okay, this one's all done. So we'll just put it in here, let them finish cooling off completely. These are wonderful. We eat a lot of salad and they're good in salad. Plus I do sell quite a few of them in the market stand. I don't want those gloves, so I'm just gonna bang those off. All right, so once these cool off, I'll probably wind up I won't use all these, so I'll bag them up with what I get. I'll probably put a few out in the market stand, but not all of them. Look at, friends, I went and picked beans out of my garden while I was waiting for them to get done with that siding right there outside the window. So I'm gonna blanch these, but you know, I just cut mine up in small chunks because of the grandbabies for their casseroles and stuff. That's all I do. And I got some cold, nice ice cold water ready to plunge them in when they're done. And then I can get them packaged up. This wasn't on my list, but when I saw out there all the green beans that I had coming in, I thought I better get them picked. All right. The water's almost boiling, so we're almost ready to blanch these. Okay, so now that these are ready, I'm just going to dump these right in there. Whoa, I splashed myself. Okay. I'm going to let those come to a boil one more time, and then I'll time them for about a minute. Okay, friends. When I package these up, I put these in my big, like, popcorn size bags for the market stand. And I get a nice bag of homemade croutons for like $2. Nice. And they sell nicely out there. Nothing goes to waste. When I make croutons, I always make a little extra for the market stand. There we go. Get the crumbs off of them. And there we go. Those are nice. Now I can label those when they're ready and get them out in the stand. Beautiful, huh? A nice bag of croutons, homemade seasoned croutons, for a couple bucks. You can't beat that. All right, I'm going to drain these and then plunge them right in that cold water. There we go. That'll be perfect. It stops the cooking and they'll keep their beautiful color. And their color stays vibrant and beautiful. All right. So we'll just let those drain in there. And when they're all drained and good to go, I'll package them up. All right, so my beans are drained. And we're gonna package them up and get them out of the way. And then we're gonna start with our cooking up our burger. And I'm gonna go ahead and make the taco casserole. So the first thing we'll have to do is, I think I can get them all in here. The first thing we'll have to do is cook the rice because I need 8 cups of rice, or 9 cups of rice, because I'm going to make a bunch. Beautiful. Those will be nice in there. Perfect. And just a perfect size too, because when I use these, I'll use them in some big batch cooking. Okay, this is real easy, friends. I'm gonna get my Instant Pot out, and I'm just gonna leave it right here on the counter. Okay, so this is a real easy ratio. The way you figure out how much rice uncooked to cooked, the ratio, is for every 1 cup of rice you cook, you'll get, or for every 1 cup of uncooked rice, you will yield 3 cups of cooked rice. So I want 9 cups of rice. So I'm going to do 3 cups of uncooked rice. Okay? And I'm using jasmine. And in the Instant Pot, it's 3 cups, 1-to-1 ratio. 3 cups of rice to 3 cups of water. I want to mix that up. No, I didn't rinse mine. I don't rinse my rice. You can if you want. I just stir it up and make sure it's all wet. Okay? Put that on there. We're going to pressure cook this for 5 minutes. So I got to reduce this. And then after the 5 minutes, we're just going to let it naturally release for 10 minutes. It's all set and good to go. Okay, friends. You're not going to be able to see me very well, but we are going to start our taco casserole, our taco and rice casserole. You want to go outside? Yeah. Go out and get the girls. They're out there. Okay. This is about 4.5 pounds of burger. So we're going to turn that on. And we're going to get that cooking. Okay. I'm just going to let that start cooking. And I'm going to break that up a little bit. Because I don't have any fresh onions, and my stove light went out on this side, so bear with me. Because I don't have any fresh onions, we're going to use my freeze-dried onions. I can just open them. I'm going to use the scissors because I can reseal what I don't use. See how we're looking there? Beautiful. Are you saying hi? I'm just going to put them right in here, dry. They will definitely, it's just like using the onion soup mix. The onions are dry in there. And it will rehydrate with the moisture. But I don't want big chunks, so I broke them up a little bit. And that's as easy as that. Okay. So this is going to cook a little bit. And then you'll see how those onions do. And I'll be breaking them up more as I mix this around. I'm probably going to be making, I'm going to make quite a bit of this. This is going to go, I think the normal would be like 4 9x13 pans. You can put it in Ziploc, gallon Ziploc bags too. You can reheat this in the oven. You can reheat this in your Instant Pot. You can reheat this in your crock pot or on the stove top. I'm going to put mine in bigger pans. They're a little bigger than 9x13 because they're for my daughter. And she'll be able to reheat them right in her oven. Alright, so I'm going to let that cook down a little bit. And I'll be back when it comes time to start putting everything in there. Okay, friends, I got the rice is open. This calls for corn. I need 4 cups, so there's 3 cups. I just need a little bit out of this one. I've got my home canned black beans and rotel. So it's a real simple recipe. All right. Okay, now we'll see how that's doing. It doesn't have to be cooked completely through, just basically brown, because it's going to bake in the oven. Ultimately. Okay, so we're going to start adding goodies to that. And we're going to start with the corn. We're going to add the Rotel, 4 cans. We're going to turn this down just a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm going to add, I got a 1/4 cup of taco seasoning. So I'll put that all in there. And I'm also going to do some pepper. I don't need salt. I might need a little bit because there's nothing, my beans aren't salty. My beans are home canned, so they don't have salt in them. You buy the store-bought beans, they can have quite a bit of sodium in them. So we'll go ahead and add salt. Okay, now we'll start adding the black beans. If you're using store-bought, you might want to drain and rinse them. Mine have pretty much absorbed all the liquid in there, so I don't need to worry about that. Perfect. Okay. Put that there. We shall clean that up later. We're going to get this mixed together. And I'm glad I got my Big Daddy skillet out here. This is so easy to put together, friends. And it's delicious, too. And I can smell my onions. My freeze-dried onions, when you freeze-dry them, or even dehydrate onions, anybody who does it knows the flavor, like, intensifies. Along with the aroma from them. It just absolutely intensifies, and it's wonderful. Look at this. This is beautiful. Now, certainly, we're going to have to do a taste test on this. And I'm going to mix this with the rice in my Big Daddy bowl. You can either put your rice in your pans and lay this over the top, but I like to mix it in. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, we're going to give this a little taste here. I want a little bit of everything in it. All right, here we go. Beautiful. That is good. I think I need a little more taco seasoning in there. Oh, it's good though. Yeah, you want to try this?
Yeah, it looks good.
Camera's on. You can say hi.
Hi.
I can't see ya. There you go. This is Emma. She helps with the kids. Tell me what you think. It's taco casserole, but there's no rice in that part. Isn't that good?
Mm-hmm.
Got enough taco seasoning in there?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yum. Okay. We are going to dump this right on in here. Look at that. Nothing to scrape. Perfect. And we're going to dump this rice in here. There we go. Okay, now I'm just gonna start mixing this around. Get all this rice mixed in here. Okay, friends, I am ready to pack this up. First off, I'm gonna spray this pan real quick because I'm gonna keep this small one for John and I. There we go. That's just enough for us and for a couple meals too. So there's that one. I'll probably my daughter brings me back these. You see, it's funny looking. She put it in her dishwasher. Now I'm packing these. These are bigger than your normal 9 by 13 because they got a good sized family. Plus, you know, you never know who she's got there. People, you know, stop by. So they'll get this and they'll have lunches and they'll have leftovers and whatnot. So we're gonna scrape that all out. We're gonna put half of it in there and the other half in here. And you know what, friends? You can get those small pans too. If you got just 2 of you or you want to do just enough for one person, you can package it in the smaller pans too. You don't have to package it in a great big pan like I'm doing. Okay. Now, we're going to put the cheese on top. There we go. These are going to be nice. I'm going to put about a cup's worth on mine and John's. Not a whole lot. Okay. And each of these are going to get about a good 2 to 3 cups of cheese, shredded cheese. There we go. Beautiful. I'm not skimping on the cheese. The recipe calls for 3 cups of cheese for each pan. So that is what we're doing. Alright, so with this, you can just wrap it and put it in the freezer at this point like I'm going to do with these two. Okay? And when you do that, when you reheat these, you're going to make sure they're thawed. You know, thaw them out overnight in your fridge. Don't leave them on the counter and thaw. Put them in your refrigerator, let them thaw overnight. You're going to reheat these at 350 degrees for 45 minutes after they've been thawed out. You're going to need the extra 10 minutes. Because if you're going to bake them right now and you want to eat them for dinner, you're going to bake them at 350 for 35 minutes. Because they're already pretty much hot and everything in it is cooked. So, when it thaws out, it's that extra 10 minutes you're going to want. This one is going to go in the oven. Because John and I will have this for our dinner. And I'm not going to put it in there right yet because I'm not ready to cook our dinner yet. So this one will just sit in the fridge for now. These ones I'm going to label. Thaw overnight, 350 degrees, 45 minutes. Taco and rice casserole. We're going to set this one right here in the refrigerator until I'm ready to make that. And these are going to be all ready for the freezer. Beautiful. And these will last up to about, I'd say 3-4 months in your freezer, safely, if they're wrapped, wrapped good. There's one. Already. And it's perfect timing because my son-in-law will be here in less than a half an hour, so it won't hurt it. It's still fairly warm, so it won't hurt it to sit out for 20 minutes. Perfect. Well, okay, friends. We got this done. We did a lot today. We did the croutons. Perfect for my market stand. We ground up shredded up all the zucchini. There's 14 bags or 14 quarts of zucchini from the free zucchinis from my friend. I got a nice quart of beans I picked out of the garden today. I did 2, actually it would be 4, but I doubled them up. Taco casseroles and a small one for John and I. And I did the 2 meatloaves, which are still in the freezer. Perfect day. We accomplished a lot today. So I hope you enjoyed this video and hanging out with me in the kitchen, friends. I will put the recipe to the taco casserole in the description box. You all have a wonderful night. I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.